So isolation, that's probably one of the big challenges. Of course, you have your crewmates, and you learn to love them despite how annoying they are when you're living with them in close quarters. But what are the lessons you've had for isolation situations? I mean, for the last 2 months, when you've been in lockdown, or 6 weeks, or what it has been in your case, have you been able to apply some of those lessons, and how have you done it?
Well, absolutely. And that's very insightful of you to make the analogy between what's going on in space, what we do in space, and what's going on around the world, because it changed overnight. You know, I've heard it said by a famous leader that decades occur without any change, but then decades of change occur over weeks. And that's what happened to us. I'll say it again. Decades can pass without any change, but then decades of change can occur in a few weeks. And I think that was Lenin that said that. And he was probably speaking to revolutions and how they can change the world. Well, many of us had a radical step function change in our routines. And this is exactly what happens when you go to space, is you're in a completely new environment. And especially as a rookie, these sort of ideas resonate with me. One is we always had a flight plan. We took a survey of what needed to be done, and we had the help, of course, of mission control to make sure everybody knew what they were going to do. That sounds kind of rigid, but when you're in a situation where you don't have a flight plan, then you'll find yourself working all day long and never getting any playtime or rest. Because I could just sit in front of this computer and work all day, right? And also, and that leads to the second point, is having a kind of a distraction-free workplace where I come into this piano room, I close the door, and then I'm free from the distractions from the rest of the family. Now, my place, we only have 2 crew members in my situation here. It's my wife and I, and we have a fairly big house. So she set up her work-free or distraction-free zone upstairs, and I've set mine up down here. But we're actually able to be very productive because we stick to our schedule, which leads to another thing. If we don't put it on the schedule, we're not going to exercise. And so exercise doesn't come as easily unless you schedule it. And so that's why I have a little bit of color to me, because I'm riding the bicycle every day. I'm doing 100 push-ups every day, and also leaving time for lifting weights. I'm probably in better shape than I've been in 5 years.